Hi, my name is David Schlosser. I have Shibumi Restaurant in downtown LA. So Shibumi's been open for six plus years now. I've spent the past 28 years cooking. Japan became love of my life 20 years ago by going to Japan and realizing there wasn't really any sushi there. Most Japanese people don't eat sushi. That's when I kind of found the problem in that Americans don't really understand what the food or culture is at all. And this was in like 2000. Anyway, so that's kind of when the birth and the dawn of Shibumi came to be, whereas I wanted to create a restaurant with food that's predating sushi. You know, basically my philosophy of food really came when I had a really deep understanding of Japan, or tried to have a deep understanding of Japan, and that would be like the anti-fusion cuisine. I think when you have a really deep, passionate relationship with a culture, that you wouldn't really mix it with so many other ingredients from different cultures, would you? You would just do what they do because it's so perfect and they've been doing it for hundreds of years. I feel pretty passionate about that. Once I came to understand that, then I totally knew that I wanted to show heavy respect to Japan and not really make some fusion stuff. So basically we're doing food predating sushi. We're doing 1600 to 1800 era recipes based on the kaiseki cuisine. So you should have to have every type of cooking technique in your meal, which would be something raw, steamed, grilled, boiled, and fried. If you add a little bit of each of this in your meal, you will feel satiated. So I try to include that in all the menus at Shibumi. So when I met the dry ager community, it was a great match for me, because I told you I don't do fusion so much, but that dry aging philosophy is something very deep rooted in Japanese cuisine. They do fermentation with seafood, and they age fish called himono. Himono is a form of dry aged fish, basically. And then you will heat it up and grill it and put it on your rice. And the drying can be like just for a week or two to a month or two. So it's a big range of the way something is dried. And what that does is increases the inosinic acid, which is an essential amino acid in food that your brain detects as a form of umami. So it's down to a molecular level in which the dry ager does improve the protein. Absolutely. Yeah, so that's another thing that I learned, is that you would have aged pickles and plums and different vegetables. I have an aged mushroom that I have in the back. And what happens, everything becomes more mild. It's kind of like aging wine, you know. The winemaker doesn't serve the wine right after they press, right? It stays in the bottle, it stays in the barrel, becomes relaxed. Yeah, so we've been dry aging our items at Shibumi for years, but we only received this about a year and a half ago. So we had another type of fridge with low moisture, but it wasn't very good quality refrigerator. So we had to be more careful. We had to check it like every day. And I love the consistency of the dry aging. Well, I love it. It's great. We use it every week. We've noticed a big change in the texture of all our fish. We're in the kitchen so much every day, so we can control the dry ager, and we love it. It's really nice, yeah.